Hello, all you coin collecting, coin loving, coin aficionados out there, and welcome again to the DC Coin World International Coin Channel. Today we have a bunch of Susan B. Anthony dollars from the United States of America. One of the biggest coin fiascos in the history of the U.S. Mint. And let's take a look at some of them. I'm not sure if we can explain why it was such a mess. But we can certainly give you some cues or clues about it. So first, let's just start by separating a few of them out and looking at them individually. And we'll go through a few of them so we can show you. Okay, so this is the coin. It's a Susan B. Anthony coin. A great idea in 1979 to come out with a coin so that the U.S. Mint did not have to make as many dollar bills. And many other countries have done a great job in shifting from the paper dollar bills, which wear and tear and fall apart, to coins. Canada especially has done a great job of that. In fact, they've gone to the really nice looking $2 coin. There's no problems with the looks of this coin. It has Susan B. Anthony. She's looking to the right. She's wearing her the clothing that she wore at the time. And Susan B. Anthony was a great champion for women's rights and the women's right to vote. And so that's why she is on this coin. It says liberty across the top, in God we trust, beneath her chin. She's facing to the right. And down here we see right underneath her, we see two initials, and that's Frank Gasparo. And Frank Gasparo is a great coin engraver. He engraved the Kennedy half and the Eisenhower dollar. He engraved coins from the Philippines that we've looked at. Some 1 peso coins from the Philippines. Frank Gasparo engraved them. But on this particular design, they didn't give him as much to work for as we would have liked. If we look at the coin, we see it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stars on the right, and 6 stars on the left. That's 13 for the original 13 colonies. Behind Susan B. Anthony's neck, we see something there, and this is another issue that many of these coins have, and that is that this is the mint mark, and you almost can't read it. This is actually, and you wouldn't believe it, but this is actually the S mint mark. And it's so, the way that they minted these coins, you can almost read it best like that. If you go up like this, it looks like a D. If you go a little different, it looks like a B. But there are points at which you can actually still see the S on here. So this coin then was made to Sacramento Mint. If we push this coin in, we see that clearly has the D mint mark, but look how chippy the D is. So these coins, the mint marks were just awful on many of them. And so if you look at Numista, each of these coins, the D, the P, and the S, have mint mark variations. They're not worth much more, but it's interesting to see how you don't usually see these kind of messy mint marks from the U.S. Mint. And that's the P. That's clearly a P. Let's go through the rest of them. That's clearly a P. You can see that right there. Clearly a P. So the P's are maybe the best, but there are some P's that you can't tell are P's because they're mushed together and they almost look like a D. But this is a D. There's another P. So we had a bunch of them. We're finding mostly, this one looks a little bit like an F or a B, but it's actually a P that got messed up at the bottom. Here's another D, another D. This one, again, has the F look to it, but it's a P with a bottom on the P. Now, I didn't even see this one first time through, but this is another S, and you can almost see that it's an S. If you hold your eyes just right, I guess, you can see that this is another S. And can you tell the difference between this and a D? Well, maybe. Let's take and see if we can find another D. No, that's a P. That's a P. That's a P. Come on. Looking for a D. That's a P. Let's see if we can find one of those D's from up top. Well, that's not a very good D, so you can't tell the difference between that one and that one. You kind of can a little bit. Okay, so this over here is an S. This is our messy D. And this coin is a copper nickel-clad copper coin. Let's go back down and take a look at all of them together. And it weighs 8.1 grams and is 26.5 millimeters in diameter and 2 millimeters in thickness. It was made from 1979 to 1999, but was not made every year. It was made in 79, 80, 81, and then wasn't made again until 99. So in 1999, they came up with a new version. We don't have any of those here. We just have the 79s to look at today. Now, another thing that would make this coin valuable would be what's on the back. And unfortunately, I don't know whether this was just a measure of cheapness or I don't really understand why they used this on the back. But if you look at this on the back, it's a very beautiful back of a coin. Again, it's a Frank Gasparo design. It is an eagle bringing an olive branch to the moon. It has the 13 stars on it. United States of America, E pluribus unum. Has the let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Sided figure is at 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's an 11-sided figure on the back of the coin. I don't know what that means. However, this might be a good-looking coin, and it has the globe up here. The world. So you're looking from the moon over the eagle's shoulder to the earth in the background. And this would have been a beautiful coin in 1979 had they not already done the same thing with the Eisenhower dollar years earlier. So here's the Ike dollar, and here is the back of it. And here's the Susan B. Anthony dollar, and here's the back of it. For some reason, they decided to use the same design on the back of the Susan B. that they used on the back of the Eisenhower dollar, which came out in the early 70s. So, I mean, I don't know whether it was just because they were cheap or they didn't want to pay Frank Gasparo to do another design, or they thought it was a great design, they wanted to put it on another coin, but it's just a weird idea that they would double up on the reverse of the coins. Regardless, these coins, let's get rid of this Eisenhower dollar, which is huge compared to the Susan B. Look how small that is. That's a great image right there. We can just leave that there for a second. So they made the coin. They misjudged the market immensely. They didn't come out with another coin until the Sacagawea dollars in the year 2000. But they did try this once again to do the Susan B. Anthony in the year 1999. And again, it met with a resounding lack of interest to collectors and to people using them on the streets. So that's all we have today for our DC Coin World International Coin channel. Susan B. Anthony, 1979 dollar.